Welcome, everybody, to a very special episode of our podcast. We're going to be doing a pre-Destiny 2 reveal, where we're going to go over all the things that we would like to see in Destiny 2. Some of these things are going to be a little outlandish, but, you know, that's what dreams are all about, right?
Definitely, I have to agree with that.
Some of these things are going to be, I think, can be easily implemented into the game. I mean, come on, but some of the other stuff is going to be a little outlandish, so, you know, bear with us. We're not game programmers, so we don't know how easy or hard it is to implement any of these things.
Nor are we procrastinators, so we can't, you know, say what's going to happen. This is what we'd like to happen.
Yeah, we can't see into the future. But we've been playing Destiny for a long, long time. I've been playing since the beta, and you've been playing, what, shortly thereafter?
Oh, I'd say about a few months after, yeah.
Yeah, so we've
played for years.
Thousands of hours. Thousands of hours.
No, hours.
Hours into this
game.
It
feels like years.
Yeah. So we've been playing a lot. We've been through all the updates and changes, and from the very beginning all the way to probably maybe a month ago when I stopped playing. So the first thing I think everybody can agree with is more story. Story that's meaningful, story that actually we can see and experience instead of everything being a damn mystery in this game.
Oh yeah, being a Grimoire card, you have to go to Bungie.net to see it. Like, really? I mean, that's what kills you.
And you just read
story,
it.
We just don't know about it. Yeah.
Like, there's no voice acting, there's no cutscene, there's no nothing.
I mean, come on, Bungie. Seriously, you could at least get a voiceover with it. I mean, come on. I mean, would that be that hard to do that? No. And again, if people really don't want that or even cutscenes, you could just put a option where they can skip it.
Yeah, I know, because I guess that was the excuse was, oh, we don't want to bore the player with all kinds of stuff, and we can just, you know, have the game. But it's easy enough just to skip a cutscene, so I'm not understanding. I think it's because it was cheaper.
Oh yeah, exactly, right. They just used it as an excuse to, again, put it on the game roll. Well, that's really nice, Bungie, to do that, and Activision, but it's how it goes, I suppose.
Yeah, right. So more story, just because there's so much rich history here. Like, we don't know who any of these people are, really. We know more about Lord Shaxx and stuff like that because they did add more cutscenes in this last update, but we don't know how the wall fell. We don't know anything about the Battle of the Nine Fronts, and we just vaguely know of these things. Like, everything's a damn legend.
Yep.
But it'd be cool to actually see these battles. Even the guns have
deep story we don't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just a cutscene. Just show us how we felt when we first fell. Those what was it, 700 years ago?
Yeah.
That'd be nice to get a cutscene of that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that'd be nice. I mean, I remember there was a part they said there was like about 1,000 times that made the time bubbles. That'd have been cool just to see that. You know, just in a cutscene, that'd have been cool, and we can't even add that. I mean, really, we're just not gonna talk about it or anything. It's just, oh well, just to be left out there. I mean, what's the point of making all the story if you're not gonna implement it in your game? I mean, that's just beyond stupid.
It's just cheaper. I think they intended for these things to happen, and then you know, when it comes to actual gameplay, people want balanced weapons, stuff like that. Not necessarily a nice story to tell, but that's why you have the story already done.
Yeah, but when you think about it, yeah, it's true. When you also think about it, though, this is supposed to be different than just a quote-unquote first-person shooter. It's supposed to be more like an RPG type of shooter and have those kind of multiplayer MMM elements. Well, if you're gonna have that, you got to tell your story. You know, that's how I feel about it.
And
I mean, when you look
at
it.
And to go along with the story, I would like for there to be more cinematic moments in the game. Like, there's a couple of them. Oh, Public Event.
Yes.
For example, when you do the first mission on Phobos, you see that door explode and everything's happening around you, and it's like a scripted event. That's kind of cool to see those things. You know, maybe don't overdo it like they do in Call of Duty or anything, but it's cool to see these big kind of action set pieces, and you have to, like, you know, fight your way out of it. There was very little of that in this game.
Yeah, I remember when you first played that part, like, oh wow, is this the new update and the last big major update for story is gonna be part of the rest of the game? And nope, it wasn't. It was just that one part. And you see that part where the Cabal stuck in that cell and then it falls.
Yeah, like little things like that.
How cool was that? Yeah, like, oh, I want some more of that. How come we didn't get that? No, that was just that one little part. It will forever be like the Halo 1 game when Master Chief knocked over the door open with that controller, you know.
Yeah,
that's one button to use his
used
kick.
It one time. Yeah, used it one time.
One time. That was it. You never use it again, and you're like, oh, okay, that was a neat mechanic I'll never see again. It's kind of like that. So, anything.
Yeah, and our next thing, you know, of course, everyone's gonna think new classes, new subclasses, new races, maybe be able to play as the Elixir, because it doesn't seem like they're gonna be the bad guy in this new game. It's gonna definitely be the Cabal, at least at first.
No. Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if we were going to talk about spoilers, just the wishes, but they were saying like the Fallen leaders have fallen, I guess, from what I can tell from some of the trailers. So that could be interesting. So there's no houses anymore.
Yeah, they all got broken.
See how that
or
plays
whatever.
out. Yeah. So that's gonna play into it too. But like, yeah, that'd be nice to have some more cinematic cutscene. Like I said, push the X button, skip if you don't want to see it. I mean, don't deny us that because you don't want to have a cutscene, you know.
Yeah, it's just, I think that's just a stupid excuse overall. I mean, come on. Because some 12-year-old doesn't like cutscenes, they're gonna take it away from everybody.
I know, right? I know what you mean. It's ridiculous.
So I think we're, you know, story, we're all kind of wrapped up on that, you know, because there's so many different places they can take this game. It's just mind-boggling how many different avenues they can go.
It's endless.
And you know, with the
endless because there's so much possibilities.
And then the different races, that adds storyline right there, because like, how did your character come to be helpful to the basically human cause?
I know,
because none of the enemy factions like each other. Like none of the Cabal don't like the Fallen, and the Fallen don't like the Hive and all that. It's just none of that's. They're not working together in any way.
Yeah, and then even like this section, you said the Fallen have different houses, like I said before. So like, there's all that storyline. There's so much to do. You could go with. The only ones that seem being really aligned are the frigging Cabal and Vex. It seems like, but yeah.
Well, but even the Vex do their own thing. They're.
That's true.
Like none of these enemies are on the same team. Like they're all kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about each species, but then even there's even factions. So yeah, like you said, it gets very diverse in that.
Yeah, even
like I said,
Cabal have different. They have different things like the Skyburners, the Siege guys. Like there's tons of story there, but it just goes.
We want to keep it a mystery for some reason.
So
I mean, it's like I said, why even do it then?
Yeah, so we covered story. Yeah, everyone wants story.
Yeah, we
did.
There's
no reason not to do story, except for to be lazy.
Exactly.
But with the different factions and different classes, let them be meaningful. There is no difference between any of the classes in the game right now, except for how your super works.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titans are just as strong or just as weak as Hunters and Warlocks. Like, there's no difference in really any real significant difference in movement speed or anything like that. It would be nice to actually see real differences in the classes.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like little minor ports, like, you know, like for the Hunter, it doesn't do as well in jumping and all that. So, like, I mean, just minor, but again, you get used to it. I mean, it's not that bad of a difference.
Yeah, just because
you don't float in the air.
Yeah, but again, I'm like health differences, armor differences, where it actually is different.
I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's just slight little things like that are not really, you know, making that much of a difference. More cosmetic than actual physical differences between the different classes and supers and all that.
And, you know, speaking about supers, being able to customize your supers a little more, like where they act completely differently. Like, it'd be cool to like change your golden
definitely.
gun.
And then like we were discussing this earlier, but I think they combined them, like you said. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, see that's another point. But to be able to change your super, like my golden gun, make it to where it's a spread shot, more of like a shotgun blast that has no range but has a wide blast. You know, to really change your supers, is because right now it's kind of, you know, everything's kind of the same with your super. You change maybe, oh, it has better penetration or a little bit more range, but basically it's the same thing. Like for the Titans, instead of like your smash, maybe it does more of a, you know, outward widespread or something. I don't know, but make it to where you can actually do things to change up your supers. You know, personally.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know,
like I mean, like I said, have customization before that too, like you were saying, definitely. Or maybe you'll sacrifice some time on your super, but you'll get a larger radius or something.
Yeah,
you know,
like it's only active, you know, 5 seconds less, but you get more. You know, it does more damage, but you only have it for a couple of seconds instead of like 5 seconds.
Exactly.
I know some of the exotic armors did that, you know, like the Celestial Nighthawk, it fundamentally changed your super for the hunter, but more of that, a lot of it, so much to where people have unique builds, and instead of everyone just kind of running the same exact setup.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I have to agree with
like
that.
We're saying,
it gets so mundane about that.
It gets very, it gets stale. It just really does.
Yeah. Especially after, you know, these games you're going to be playing for so long, especially us, you know.
Yeah, we got a ton of hours logged in.
Definitely.
Let's move. I guess move to the next area. But
Okay.
And like you said earlier, like maybe things where maybe you can combine your supers. Like if I use my golden gun and you're a Sunsinger, instead of shooting the enemies, I can shoot you and you get powered up. Like you can start shooting fireballs or something like that. Make it to where you would want a complete team, so you can like do extra cool things. Like, you know, hunters and warlocks will have special setups, and then titans and warlocks, or titans and hunters will have different setups. You know, just tons of variety.
Yeah.
You can never have enough variety.
Yeah, and to do it where your warlock can shoot his void into a hunter, and the hunter gets like more arrows out of it or something.
Or like a gigantic arrow.
Like that. Yeah.
That'd be cool. You know, just experiment stuff like that. I mean, trust me, people are gonna love to want to see stuff like that.
Almost definitely. I mean, it's just guys, like you said, give so many that people won't even figure out all the combinations for at least a few weeks. You know, I mean, wouldn't that be something? Instead of having it be just a couple of days, everyone's done it. You know, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's a thing in Destiny, though. I mean, so as soon as any new content comes out, people just eat it up. They tear right through it.
Oh, true. But that's a problem more on our side than theirs.
Yeah, there's nothing Bungie can do about that.
People are just gonna do those kind of things. But yeah, like I said, do those new subclasses and mix them and combine them so you can get different, unique combinations you never thought of before. You know.
Or even if you
that
do,
would add
let's
something
say you do,
to the game a lot, Wrinkle.
You do triple hunters, and then, you know, you guys can do one super mega fire blast or whatever. You know, like if you just time them all up.
You have 3 guys shooting at the one guy, and then he turns around and shoots a mega blast. That's so powerful. It takes a ton of damage. You know, that would work. Like on a boss, whatever.
Yeah, and then we saw, and I guess, I don't know if you saw the picture, like they revealed a little like character picture, and it looks like the guy has a machine gun, like a small submachine gun. So we're gonna get new gun types and new gun setups and stuff like that, which would be cool. Dual wielding, maybe 2 small auto pistols, things like that. Just tons of different weapons. It's just
well, that's always been a trademark of Bungie to do that in the second game. So
yeah, the dual wield.
That could definitely be.
Yeah, it's just
like with Hazel, there you go.
And the look of the guns, the reskins, they're so boring. Like we've seen the same gun 10 different times, just a little bit different color.
Yeah, exactly. So come on, guys, let's actually have unique guns that look totally different from each other. Designs and try to create a that can look completely different from each other. I mean, I know you guys can do it. It just will help if you want to do it. That's all it is at that point.
Because it's so much easier just to make something blue and green, and then the next time it's orange and red, and it's the same exact gun.
Exactly. Because the thing is, when you do see you see difference in the exotics, but that's it. I mean, it seems like they just spend more time on that.
Oh yeah, the exotics are cool looking, but everything else kind of it's the same. And with that, in the same vein, when you upgrade weapons, let's say one of the perks you have is single point sling. Well, how come it doesn't show up on my gun? Like actually have a single point sling visible on my gun. Or if I upgrade it and get, you know, a different barrel type, the barrel will visually look different.
Yeah, instead of being the same look like you did when you first got it. Yeah, exactly.
It'd be cool just to see, you can tell, oh man, I died. You can tell what perks a gun has just by looking at it visually. Like from a distance, like, oh, that guy's running full auto with counterbalance just because of the way the gun looks.
Yeah, exactly. Then you can see it you can see it even when you're doing PvP matches, which would really be great. Then you would know instead of having to guess. Like it's a mystery at that point, you know, in this current game, how the game goes.
And let us choose whatever scopes we want. I understand on sniper rifles that it actually makes a difference what kind of scope. Maybe you can't choose sniper rifles, but on shotguns and stuff, just let me pick a sight. Because there's shotguns that don't even have sights on them, which is stupid. You wouldn't make a gun without a front sight on it. It just doesn't make any damn sense.
Exactly. It's beyond stupid. It's beyond stupid.
I know some of this was because of the limitations of last gen, but we're not there anymore. Come on, time to really take the training wheels off and make
last gen. Exactly.
Yeah, make it great. Make it everything that we were promised. And
yeah, the first time around.
Speaking about guns and the shitty perks. Man, there's some really shitty perks in this game.
Yeah.
Really, really bad ones. Gorilla Fighter.
Especially in the last update.
Take a knee. Just you don't need those dumb things.
I'm sending you a POI.
Exactly.
And then, you know, be able to dump those perks and re-rolling. Let us re-roll items. I know they kind of added that with some of the newer guns, but it's not every gun. Every gun should be able to be re-rolled. Let it make it costly.
Yeah,
make
exactly.
it expensive.
Like how they did the one time when they experimented with it.
Yeah, remember where you could reforge things?
Yeah, but they got rid of it though, so it's like, well, that's garbage. It's like, seriously, let me have an ability to do it. Like I said, make it cost the first time it'll cost you 25 marks and like 25 modes of light, and then the second time it'll cost you 100, marks. And then you can lock that perk once you get the one you want, and then you can have takes 100 modes of light and maybe 100 marks. Yeah, I don't mind. Fine, it gives me more incentive to get marks. Why not? And the third time it'll cost all your marks, 200 marks, whatever the case may be, in the 200 modes of light. Well, that's fine.
Like a whole week's worth of grinding to get that very last one.
Yes, because that way you get the weapons you want with the perks you want on them. And you'll have to roll them, so it'll be random, so you don't get to pick. So it'll still take time, but eventually you'll get the guns you want. Instead of, oh, I love this gun, but the perks are absolute garbage on it. I just hate that. It's happened so many times in this game.
Like the Grasp of Malik, I just could not get good rolls on it. I probably got 10, 15 of those guns before I just stopped carrying. It's like I keep getting really crappy perks. Like I never got that, God roll where it had all the things that I like.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that, with the weapons,
fast
weapons,
shotgun, like that.
Yeah, like if you preferred that, you should be able to get it without it just always depending on RNG for everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you get 2 or 3 of the 3 perks you want, you're just lucky in this game. Like, okay, I'll keep it because it's that's gonna be it. You're not gonna get 3 out of 3. It just never happens.
Or make it to where you have to combine guns. Let's say you have a gun that has a perk on it that you like. Well, you have to sacrifice that gun into another gun to take that perk, and make it super expensive. Make it hard to do, but make it possible.
Fine. Yeah, I'm not saying that'll make it easy.
Make it hard. Make it take a long time. Make it take a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I don't mind.
Just make it possible. More time. That's all I ever cared about. Just give me the idea that I could attempt this.
Exactly. Instead of like, oh, we're just gonna go on our.
Yeah, with the little things. It's just it seems like such a small thing, but it'd be cool because then you can really truly customize your guns.
Definitely. That would really work, I mean, because then you can say, finally, I get all the perks I want with the gun I want, and then there you go, and I'm happy with it. And I want to upgrade this gun to the max light level, or however the format's going to be with the power level game.
I don't know if they're going to keep the same leveling structure. Just make it unified, make it light levels, make it regular levels, whatever it is. I guess they did that so you weren't worried about, like, your defense and offense. They just rolled it into light and made it all just one thing.
Yeah. But I just wish the next one, like you said, make one or the other. Because I think it's stupid to have both, because that's just weird. Like, you get to level 40, then you get to light levels.
I think it's that way just because of the, like, your defense on your armor and stuff. So instead of having defense and offense on your weapons, it's just light.
Yeah, that's true. So I
doubt it'll be exactly the same. Yeah. They're going to do something with it, I bet.
Me too, that's what I figure. Because they're hopefully learning.
Maybe. But with your weapons,
I know we're gonna find out tomorrow.
certain weapons like Red Death and a couple others have like bayonets and stuff on them. Like, why can't you use it? I understand your first melee attack is whatever your powered melee attack is, but as it's recharging, instead of just throwing a punch or whatever, have it to where you can actually use the bayonet on the front of your gun.
Yeah, exactly. And please, for the life of me, I know they do this throughout the game. When a game has a perk, don't nerf it if someone finds the ability to use it in certain things. I kind of can't say, like you said, Red Death, the ability to regenerate energy, how they nerfed that almost to where it was insignificant. And the newer raids, it's like, oh, okay, that's great.
Because they added that whole, the modifiers, like casket and all that kind of stuff. What was it?
Yeah.
What was it? Grave? I haven't played it so long. But all the perks, or the...
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
The modifiers that actually made the game not fun to play.
Yeah.
Who wants your trickle? Who wants their supers to go super mega slow? If you're gonna do that, give us a boost in return. Say, okay, your supers are slow, but your melee attacks are stronger.
Exactly. I agree totally. And it's like also when you think about it. Oh, go on.
Oh no, I'm just saying with the bayonets or melee weapons, have more melee weapons. Different kinds of swords, maybe like a power fist or something, because basically all the swords all work the same. There's no real difference in the swords, except for their
it's like
Mega Smash or whatever, the R trigger.
Yeah, it's like at this point it's like, come on, Bungie, step it up now. You had your first game, that was your test run. Now it's time. This is the finished product. Now let's get these things in there. It shouldn't be that hard. And then also, like you said on the vein too, like those guns, and like you said, it would just be so neat to have all those things. I think personally.
Yeah, because it gives it gives it a unique look, and it actually has a function.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just it's just a nice little button. It looks nice as a trophy piece, but I kind of want this to actually do something. And then also have the ability to even maybe if you want to, mushroom nice. Maybe some guns, maybe they can get a bayonet on there where they didn't have one necessarily, and they can have some kind of melee attack on it. Why not? I mean, sky's the limit at this point, I think, but hopefully they do it.
And let's see, what else I've got written down. Make it to where every different gun manufacturer actually can make every type of gun. Just more variety, more variety.
I don't think they're happy to see us.
I know not every gun's going to be this perfect, great weapon, but at least make it available to where we can try different things.
Yeah, so that way this gun manufacturer can make handguns, and they never made handguns before, and this one they're making these so we can all get different kinds,
Like some kind of techno-religious rite of passage.
And
we're
then
not
make
just
it to where
and
certain foundries have perks that are unique to that foundry. So maybe you'll want, if you want a fast shooting gun, you'll stick with Haka rifles, or Soros assault rifles. Will just make things more meaningful. Besides a visual difference, most of the guns kind of all perform the same for the most part. There's no real difference in the pulse rifles.
No, all the pulse rifles are the same. All the scout rifles are kind of all the same. There's not that much difference.
You got
besides
slow shooting ones,
which again, they take time, they don't.
And fast shooting ones. Those are the only two differences.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's not really much variety for me to keep it interesting.
Yeah, make it to where you want to keep these weapons.
Yeah. Make one that shoots super fast, or one that has maybe more rounds, or does better aiming, or have some, where you can tell there's a difference. See, it was still being held back, like you said before, by the previous systems by making it on the 360 and the PS3, but there's no excuse anymore.
If that's really the reason, unless that never really was the reason, and they just said it because it sounded nice.
Yeah, exactly. You get people they'll keep them busy saying this, They just say this. Well, thanks, Bungie.
I don't know. It just seems sometimes it just seems really cheap.
Exactly. Yep, I would agree there. And then another thing too, I don't know if I remember also we were talking about this earlier, is that I think when you're doing PvP, please, if you're gonna do maps, make it where we all vote on the maps ahead of time in the lobby.
Yeah, map voting
would be a nice thing.
After the match, you can push X for this map, push B for this map, and just there's tons of other games that do that. Plenty of other games that do that.
Exactly. And the same map, if it gets voted the next time, won't be voted again, insurance. That way you get,
Yeah, so you don't get stuck doing the same exact map over and over again.
Exactly. I mean, I'm looking at you, Black Garden. That map I never want to see ever again.
Yeah, and it just.
Oh, does it come back to the next one? I can't stand it.
Perfected. Oh, it should be a little tougher.
Yeah.
It's just there's just so many little things in the PvP. Just better connections. Make it location based, because it's not fun to play against a team when they're all red bars.
You sure this is a good idea?
No, it's not.
And they're killing you not because of their skill, they're killing you because you can't literally see them.
I know, right?
So it's not skill based if it's based off of, oh, they have terrible connections, that's why they're killing everyone.
Yeah, because you're in full fast and they're just getting and you're dead. Well, that's great. The lag. Thank you.
Yeah, so say they try to say, oh, it's because of skill. Well, if they're winning, their winning isn't based on skill, it's based on their crappy location.
Exactly. That's just not fair overall, and that just brings out the whole experience, I feel.
Yeah. And it did go on with more with the loot. With the armors, why can't we have armor set bonuses? Like if I get all the King's Fall armor, it should do something for me. If I get all the, you know, new Marniki, it should give me like a little bonus. I'm not talking like exotic type bonuses, but just a little something, you know? Make it cool, like, oh, you'd want to wear a full set of armor.
Yeah, exactly. You want to earn that armor, like, oh great, I got all the, you know, if they do a more cursed armor, okay, now I get maybe an extra grenade, or maybe my super lasts a little bit longer. I mean, something. Give me some kind of bonus.
Or make it to where...
Just don't make it just be set pieces.
Like, say, like you said, for that accursed armor, what are they called?
Yeah.
They're not fallen, the Oryx's soldiers. What the hell are they called?
Oh, jeez, I haven't
My God, the Taken, that's what they're called. Make it to where Taken do less damage to you if you're wearing all the armor.
Yes.
Not a lot, just a little bit, so you feel like you got this armor for a reason. Besides, you know, it looks cool.
Yeah, see, I think when they gave you the ambulance, that was adding that, sort of that, going in that direction, but let's put it with the armors too now. Let's give that bonus as well. With the extra perks. You know, if you have all, you know, if you have all Future Warhard, like you said, maybe you know, your HP lasts a little bit, I mean, your health bar lasts a little bit longer, I mean, something, you know, or regenerates a little bit faster. Just, you know, come on, just a little something that gives us an ability to have people will try to strive to play longer to get more match sets, I think. That's what I would do.
Dang, I'm getting my ass kicked. Yeah, just... anything that gets you wanting to play the game a little bit longer.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about in the end.
Dang, I used all my rockets and they're still not dead.
Yeah, this is the highest level, so... Yep. So I think, yeah, that would be definitely wild.
Grab these orbs. But let's see what else we got on the list. Be able to customize your arm. All armor should be able to be customized. I understand that they did the whole ornament items, but make it to where maybe not. But anything from legendary up, you should be able to customize it. Color, maybe you know you add tattered rags, blood stains, stuff like that. All kinds of cool little things like that.
Yep. And maybe
so
you could turn around and someone makes you because instead of someone and they make a little store where people can make their armors like other players and you can buy them like a cool design or something. Why not? I mean, let's just go crazy with it. Especially
now it's on the PC.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's definitely opens up a lot for that whole user-created content stuff.
Yeah, especially on their side, exactly, because they can mod so much more. So definitely. But I mean, again, I know this is just kind of high in the sky wish list, but I mean, I'm just, just would say it would make a lot of sense and add more variety to each character. Pretty soon, some characters don't even look the same at all, which would be kind of nice for once, I think.
And people brought up the idea of transmogrification, which has been in like games like Diablo, where you can have any armor piece, and then if you spend a little bit of money, you can make it look like another armor piece.
Yeah.
But if they make it to where sets of armor give you bonuses, I think people are going to want to seek out those sets of armors anyways. So that kind of solves that problem.
Exactly. I agree with that. And I mean, I just think overall that would just add so much more experience to the game, and I think at this point we definitely would need that. I mean, for a Destiny 2 game.
And I know the silver store is here to stay. Microtransactions are a thing. We're never going to be done with those. But those special items should be able to be, attainable in game. Make it rare, super rare. Make it a Nightfall drop. But like, we'll never get the Ghost. It just won't happen because you got to spend money, like actual real money. You get one shot at it, and you get the one package, but after that, you can never get an opportunity unless you spend money. And that's just lame.
Exactly.
That just sucks.
I remember of all my times playing, I know it's not important, like I got the dance emote one time, randomly doing a nightfall. It's like, well, that's ridiculous. You should at least get
how many times?
Oh, at least
every week for 50 weeks?
Yeah. 50 times? Yeah, exactly like I said, so that's a lot, 40 to 50, so, I mean, come on. You can add that. That would really be a good idea to do that. I mean, make it like it's not like highly likely, but make it at least a chance that it happens, you know? Maybe one in every
1%,
you know?
instead of 0.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when people talk about like a smart loot system, you know, when I was really hardcore in the beginning, I remember getting the same exotics over and over and over again. I think it was the No Land Beyond. I must have gotten that rifle 25 times. It was just ridiculous how many times I kept getting the same exotic. And then, you know, like when we were chasing the Gallahorn, how many Gallahorns did you get before I got one? Like 7?
Yeah, I got like 4. Yeah, it's crazy.
4. Yeah, it was ridiculous. And it literally took me. And to help with that problem, you know, people talk about trading, and I understand why a lot of people are against it, because then you'll get people wanting to like pay other people for weapons, you know, like real money. But how you fix that problem is like the way they do it in the Division, where you can only trade with people that were in your fire team at the time you got that item, and it's like a 12-hour little buffer on that.
Yeah,
so
half a day. Yeah, exactly.
We all do a nightfall together, and I get an armor piece I already have, and you haven't gotten it yet. Well, then I can trade it to you. But I can't just willy-nilly just trade it to anybody. They had to have been in my group at the time. So if someone's willing to do that, like join someone's group and fight their thing, but then they might as well just have gotten it themselves at that point. It just makes it better for clans and for teams to want to raid together more often. Because even if that guy's gotten every piece of armor, he can help his buddies. You got any Seaver offerings?
Oh, let me see. Let me check right now. Yeah, I exactly agree, because it was just again, because sometimes one thing's worse when you're playing with a bunch of teammates and they get the item you wanted and he has the item that you wanted. It's like, you know, you're stuck with it. You can't do anything with it.
Just delete it. You know, get started or whatever. Just get whatever materials out of it. Let's see. What else I got right here? Vault space. Especially with all the if he had all these new items, vault space, and when you're done adding vault space, add more vault space. Hell, I'm at the point to where I would have paid silver for more vault space.
Yep, that'd be more above anything else.
It just because this is a game
where for each gun
you don't care. Yeah, you don't care about your character, you care about your loot. That's just how this game is.
Yep.
Like you are your loot. You're not your character. You're your guns and armor. Because your character pretty much is a faceless nobody. So why not let us hold on to our stuff?
I mean, how about, like I said, one whole page for your primary guns, you know, auto guns,
for each type.
Pulse rifles. Yeah. That's not asking a lot.
And now that we're on the next gen systems, you know, that's not an excuse anymore. Even though I don't really think it was an excuse, it was nice to say.
Yeah, exactly. And people bought it, so Oakland seniors, so why not say it?
Because it sounds plausible. It sounds like that would be a good reason.
Yeah. Yeah, like, okay, that makes sense, and you accept it, not realizing, well, okay. And it's kind of like the time when people realize, oh, this is going to add so much more percentage to how your shotgun strength, and it was like 0.5, it was so insignificant. You didn't do any of it, like, okay, that was insignificant, guys, if anything, so, alright. It's to make it slightly stronger, yes, but still insignificant.
Yeah, they blamed last-gen consoles, and so when they dropped last-gen consoles with the Taken King, they didn't add vault space. Well, then that's a lie. Then I guess they just made that up.
Yep. I have to agree with that.
Space, plenty of vault space, even if it's like, you know, premium vault space. I know a lot of MMOs do that. And hey, I'm at that point now where I'll be willing to pay a little bit of dough.
Exactly. Because you know this one's gonna have so much more items and weapons and armors and classes. Why not? I mean, especially now.
And with that, if they do add multiple new classes, say they add 4 or 5 classes, give us more character slots. So I would hate to have to you know, because I have one of each character just because I wanted to try all the different characters. That would suck if, you know, I'm stuck not playing a certain character type because I don't have the room for it.
I know, right? Like, oh, they make 3 only wall spaces for different characters. There's like 5 different classes. That's great. Now I don't get to be those other 2 classes now. Unless I delete a character, I'm never gonna do that.
Yeah,
so
I don't like the idea of having
like,
delete characters. That would suck.
Yeah, exactly. That's something we haven't dealt with in video games in like a very long time. Unless I'm bringing back that.
Yeah, I know. Out of all things they bring back that.
Exactly. Not one of the good things from back in the day when they made video games like that. Yeah, I mean, that would just be so much more the thing to just have, like, if you're going to have 5, well, then have 5 spaces. Simple as that. Have one for each character so you all can play them. I mean, it gives more hours to play, too, so why not? I don't see a downside to it.
And, you know, and then they go along with what you're talking about, like nerfing weapons and buffing stuff. Have it to where PvP and PvE are patched completely separately. Because I understand people wanting to nerf shotguns in PvP. Because, yeah, they were kind of cheap. Everyone ran them. But why make it weaker versus enemies? Like, what the hell? Why do that?
Oh, yeah. Makes no sense at all.
Yeah, because certain things don't apply to players. Like, again, when they nerf the ammo, well, that really screwed your weapons in you know, player versus enemy combat, because you need ammo. See, in multiplayer, yeah, because a sniper rifle can kill in 1 hit. Well, that isn't necessarily true in PvE. So just keep it separate. Don't mix the two. I know it's a little extra work, but I don't know, Bungie, you get all the millions of dollars. Maybe you can hire an extra person. I don't know what to say, but patch those things separately. I think I'm out of keys. Yeah, I'm out of keys.
Let me check. I'm just grabbing stuff from my heavy. Yeah, I agree. It's just guys. At this point, we got to have the ability to separate those two, so that way you're not in a pinch where you're running out of ammo during the boss fight. Oh, great! You have no ammo to go around. That's not good. Make it like they have enough ammo like they would before. Why change it any different? And the same applies the other way around. Certain things that the boss you can nerf, but it all depends. See how you look at it. So, like for example, you could take like what happens when you're fighting a boss. You know, like maybe the super you don't want to last as long in the PvP, fine, but make it last longer in the boss, and vice versa. You could do those things. So I think that could work.
Yeah, like if you're gonna everything, all the buffs, all the nerfs should all be done separately. There shouldn't be one, you know, end all be all. So with that, we also have a way, because I know I hear all these like super huge YouTubers talk about raids and stuff and all the stuff they want, but they're kind of speaking from a perspective of they can find a group at any time. There's no way some of these bigger YouTubers who do Destiny content can literally put out one tweet and they'll get 1 million invites. And guess what? Even if that person was the worst raider in the world, no one's going to say anything to them because they're kind of like a celebrity. So they can, it's easy for them to get into raids. It's easy for them to accomplish raids. They could literally put the controller on the ground and they'll be carried and no one will say anything. But guys who don't have that, I mean, it's stressful to try to find a group. It is a little stressful to, you know, try to understand the mechanics when there's one guy who's done it a million times and he just doesn't want to deal with you being a noob.
Especially if you're in especially if you get Destiny 2-3 months later and everyone else has done the raid, you know, 8-9 times, you're a new guy. It's just totally like a new person at that point. You know, like, they're going to make fun of you or you'll slow them down.
Like an in-game LFG system. I know they have stuff outside the game that does this, but it needs to be built into the game to where you can put a post saying, hey, new to this raid, looking for some help. I watched videos online. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I'm going to need help. So when they invite you to the group, they already know. They know that you're a noob to it. You know, you put down there, you know, you have a mic and then basically
you're not some veteran.
Yeah. Because everyone expects you to know how to do everything all the time. Because I've had good
these raids
experiences.
Get complicated.
Yeah. I've had some good experiences with LFG, and I've had some horrible experiences where I felt bad for, like, the people in my team because, you know, there was a kid that wasn't, you know, holding his own. But this one guy was just straight up like making fun of him, like, hey, you know, you can tell he's kind of a kid. You know, if he kind of can't carry his weight, maybe we'll kick him, but you don't have to make fun of him. You don't have to call him names. I mean, come on, seriously.
Yeah, and nothing's worse when you're playing a raid and you have to mute your teammates. I mean, that would be
I know, right? Especially when they
I was
start
like, okay,
saying,
great,
you know,
I'm on this team, don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't hear someone because they're being just so vulgar. And it's like, okay, we get it, you're a jerk.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. It's not like I did this on purpose. Say, hey guys, I'm trying to bring you down. I'm not being a troll or anything. Come on, seriously.
And,
That
you
would
know,
definitely work. And like you said, the matchmaking, you know, that
yeah,
would work
some
too.
type of matchmaking, not necessarily where it's all random, but where you can say, hey,
Yeah.
looking for 2, and it'll bring you 2 players that kind of fit your criteria. Like you can set up filter options, so it will give you 2 guys. You can message them, talk to them a little bit, and if you like the, you know, basically do an impromptu interview for a raid, and then, oh, okay, this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. We can add him to our group. Simple as that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. And also another thing, this is nothing Bungie can do, but people be nice to the new people too. Don't be jerks to them. Would just be.
They can't help themselves.
Nice.
It's funny. I'd say, out of all the times used LFG, I'd say about 60% of the time it was positive. But when it was bad, oh my goodness, it was bad. I mean, I did Crota, where, you know, I usually ran the sword, and then you had people that just, you know, didn't know when to shoot the rockets and stuff, and, you know, you try to tell them, you try to work out with them, but then there's the people that would just get angry, and they're yelling and cussing, and it's like, ah, jeez. It's a little much.
Don't be
So
jerk, guys.
yeah, but, you know, there's nothing Bungie can do about that. That's just gamers.
No, I know.
But
I just
speaking
went on a
about
little
fire
tangent
teams,
there. I just thought that was.
about fire teams, well, if you can have 6 people in a raid, why can't we have 4 people in normal? Or 4, you know, even more.
Yes.
Bigger fire teams. So I think that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yep. Can you imagine the different combinations? I mean, if you're gonna have like 4 or 5 classes, wouldn't that make sense to have, you know, more than just friending 3?
Yeah,
that would be
definitely.
definitely awesome.
Yeah, especially if there's 4 or 5 different type of subclasses. Yeah, you'd want to have 1 of each on your team.
Yeah, exactly. That would work. And make it to where if you do that, you get like different, like maybe even bonuses out of that if you have like each team of the class. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
You know,
cool.
that word that Destiny doesn't do that much. I definitely would think that would work. Yeah.
Of course, you know, there's got to be balancing issues and stuff like that, but, you know, that's you got to make the game bigger, better, you know, than the previous game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're making a lot of bold claims here, though, what we want here, you know. Our proclamations of what Destiny needs to do.
Yeah. It's just bigger, better, more variety. Just make it to where it really truly feels like a sequel.
Yep, definitely. And another thing, we know it's not what we're talking about. Oh yeah, this is like one day epic thing.
I know the guy landed on me. It just the whole group landed on me.
Oh, yeah. But also another thing we were talking about too earlier, I think would really work here, is the fact that have it like you can go into the towns, and there's, you know, there's like one major list, and there's like side quests with some of the local people in the town. That'd be kind of nice for once.
Because there's absolutely nothing to do in the tower. Nothing. There is nothing to do. It's boring.
Nope.
You buy stock. You maybe talk to the gunsmith, and that's it. It's just boring. That the city's dead. Then it's so funny because you can look over the thing and you see this gigantic city down there. A gigantic city we are not allowed to go into.
I know, isn't that garbage? It's like, come on. I mean, seriously, it's all this potential for so many side quests you can do. Making the variety. I'm not saying I expect, you know, Oblivion or anything, but come on, you can give me some side quests here. Just something, you know, that could add some more variety to it. I'm always thinking playing this first game, I'm like, man, wouldn't it be so cool to like have like a battle where you're in the tower and you're being attacked? Like, I've always wanted that. We really didn't get that, you know, for the main tower. We got it with one of the side towers, but not the main one. So it's like, oh, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, like in the Gjallarhorn quest. You see, that was another one of those cinematic moments where there was tons of enemies. You got, you know, tons of heavy ammo. That was cool.
Exactly. Like you were into, like, oh wow, this is new and different. You're fending off all those vexes one after another. Like they just keep coming wave after wave. You're like, oh, it's exciting. I like this. You know, you didn't get enough of those moments in Destiny. That were totally immersive into
few and far between. Way too few and far between.
Yep. Definitely. I'm not saying everything's got to be cinematic moment, but come on, you can put more than what they had. So, and then have it like when you do give something like that, there's a payoff at the end, or like, oh, okay, so now this person might be willing to show you where to get another weapon or something, or some unique weapon or item that you couldn't get before. You did this side quest. Like have things like that in the game where it actually matters. with the people you interact with in the tower or
Yeah.
the lost city.
Because
They'll
Amanda
just be, oh,
Holiday's
it's
nice
there,
and all,
the
but
painting.
there's no. Yeah, they're just they might as well be a signpost.
Yeah.
You don't feel them as a character. You don't really care about them. The only person with the personality really that you interacted with was Cade.
Yep.
You know, on a regular basis. All the other characters, yeah, Zavala and all them, but you didn't really do anything with them. Cade was such a personality, you actually felt for the character.
Exactly. Exactly. Like you know, even though they try to make him a little too Deadpoolish for my taste in the last trailer, but
Yeah, the jokes and
with
stuff.
it.
Okay, we get it. He's a funny guy. You know,
Yeah,
people are
not
dead,
when
you're
everything's
standing on
falling
those-
apart.
Yeah, you're standing on a pile
Yeah.
of dead humans. Let's crack jokes about loot, but you know it's a little strange. But I guess that's who he is.
Exactly. I know what we're talking about, but I just thought that was an interesting observation about Cade.
And
then
yeah,
another
but that
thing, too-
goes along with the NPCs where they're meaningful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if I don't
Yeah.
like Cade's personality, it's meaningful. I remember him, so it must mean
Yes.
they did their job.
Yeah, it's impactful. Another thing on what you're saying about being meaningful, I was thinking about this too just now. How about also your character have a little more variety, a little more backstory? You're just a character. I know you make your can he have a little bit of a story depending what race and class you make? Wouldn't that be nice? Like have some unique little. Oh, okay, you're a human warlock, so now this is your story. You know, have a little bit of variety there with that. You know,
like they did
that'd
with
be interesting.
with the subclass quest. Like that quest is only
Yeah.
for warlocks. Stuff like that, to where it's like,
Yes.
oh, you know, you'll get a little bit different experience than someone who said played a hunter.
Exactly. I mean, would that be too much to ask? I mean, seriously, that would really work.
And at the same time, if you're a warlock, maybe you have a whole set of different quests that you can do for, you know, Ikora or whoever happens to be the warlock, you know, kind of the warlock boss, I guess that'd be the best way, the Vanguard Quartermaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Just more of that kind of stuff where you feel special, like, oh, I'm a hunter, and I'm part of Cade's group, so I get to do these special kind of missions, and it makes you feel, you know, like you accomplished something, instead of everyone just being the same character.
Exactly. Like, oh, generic player number one. I mean, that's what it feels like sometimes. Like, there's no difference if you're a warlock or you know, friggin' hunter or titan. It just doesn't when it comes to story. Like I said, those little moments when you get that extra subclass, but that's it.
And like in those towns, like I say, they do full on like villages, straight up Legend of Zelda, where you go travel around. There's different areas. Make it to where, hey, if I'm a hunter who's part of Future World Cult, maybe I can get into this town before other people do, because they trust my, you know, just little things like that.
Yeah.
So you would want someone from a different faction in your fire team, because they'll give you access to different stuff.
Well, that's a great point. I totally agree with that. Like, oh, and then that guy, if he's Dead Orbit, he gets to go in this town and have because he's Dead Orbit, or he gets this one item because he's this guy right away. Maybe not that item because he's not that one. So it gives you an ability to maybe even switch up yourself so you can get more of the story and items. You know?
Yeah, just more variety. Like
That's
from
a
the very
great
beginning.
point.
The same exact thing I've been saying, more variety. It just, I know people would say, oh, it's too much to do. I'd rather have so much to do that I'm overwhelmed than walking around the tower bored to tears because there's nothing to do.
Exactly. So look at people doing dance emotes and that's it. Like, well,
Yeah,
that's
just being
nice, I
silly.
guess. Yeah. I mean, when you're literally doing the glitch when you jump off the cliff in the first patrol on Earth, and it just tells you to skim on the water, you're bored. Okay, that's what that's telling
Yeah,
you.
exactly. You're bored. You're bored with the game.
Yeah, it's time to put it down, and that's not fun for anyone.
And, you know, I was thinking, just bigger spaces. You know, like there's a couple of times where like you can snipe from far away, but for the most part, especially during missions, you're closed in. You really truly are just like put into a box.
And the thing is, because when the game is okay, you want something that you can shoot up close, but you want it a little far away, and that's why scout rifles become so dominating, especially for me later on in the game. That's all I use primarily the primary weapon. I don't hardly ever use any other primary weapon, so that's a necessity because you need that long distance and you have close. See, so maybe change the maps up where that's not the case in this next game. Where I want to use a sniper rifle.
Yeah. And there's very few times, you know, and then sniper rifles just kind of, you know, just in the balance of the weapons, because I remember in the beginning, you know, just hand cannons were basically sniper rifles that you could, you know, single-handed sniper rifles you could shoot so far. But, you know, just stuff, you know, just randomly thinking about, it's just just the idea of having towns and quests is so humongous that it's almost mind-boggling. You can make a totally different game just on that. Just adding that alone changes everything about Destiny.
Oh, it gives it way more hours of fun and excitement too, because now you get to figure, oh, what's happened if I'm this character and I'm in this situation? Yeah, exactly.
Like how many
times
did you go?
I'll be able to do this part if I'm this faction.
I remember when we first started playing this game, and you're going around, you know, the Cosmodrome, and you're thinking, oh wow, what's in this room? Oh, what's in this little cave? Nothing, 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 nothing. Add some exploration, make it to where we can find little things and stuff like that. So I remember being so excited, like, oh wow, look at all these cool places you can go. There's that ship over there, maybe there's something in there, and there never was anything in anything.
Yeah, we're not expecting a massive multiplayer online gaming experience for every little thing like an RPG, you know, but come on, give us something. Give us something to latch onto. You know, instead of just empty space everywhere. I'm like, oh, okay, and then enthusiasm turns into, okay, this is mundane, and then it gets to the point like, well, I don't want to see this level anymore.
Yeah, like you don't ever want to. Like, on the moon, I mean, the moon became a place you never wanted to go. They're just so boring.
Nope. Exactly. No, another thing too, I wish they would bring back, and I really liked the House of Wolves side of the quest they would do, like randomly would come up. I thought that was a lot of fun. But
they kind of always did that a little bit, like with the remember when the Knights of Crota showed up before that came out?
Yeah.
Like they would just show up, the guys with swords. You're like, what the hell is this? And like it was just a cool little thing.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Would happen.
That would get you in events happening. Yeah. Exactly. I like that little mystery, but they took it out, of course. Give us something similar like that in the new game. I'm not saying exactly like that, but something, you know, new. With a little wrinkle with it.
You've got a big hitter in your area, Guardian. I'll ping your ghost with a
that would definitely work.
And drop the target.
Yep. I think those are good things with the story, like you said, so I think that would really, really help.
Well, we'll find all this out tomorrow. Well, not everything. I'm sure they're not going to give us everything, but just the first gameplay reveal, I want graphics. I want amazing graphics. I want all these things, all this extra stuff. Just if they show the first screen and it looks just like, you know, Destiny, but just a little bit better, like visually, like, oh, it's gonna be so disappointing. I've never been so excited and worried about a game reveal.
I'm
really going to determine if I get it right away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like where if this gameplay reveal doesn't do it for me, I don't know. I mean, I get it right away.
Yeah, we might wait until like maybe even
the first DLC drop.
Because it's like, what's the point? I mean, yeah, exactly. When they fix all the things that made the, you know,
yeah, all the
they should fix the first time around, all the bugs. Yeah, exactly. I just got destroyed. I mean, this is the thing, because again, Destiny is a lot on the line for this, because this game had such highs and lows. It's just like, guys, you got to get it all together now. This is the one, you got to get it together now. You had your trial run, like I said earlier in this podcast, now you got to get it done.
Yeah, you know, it was a good effort. You know, we didn't make the playoffs, but this time we got to bring the team together, you know.
Yeah.
We know what we did wrong.
Again,
this was exactly.
Exactly. And I know we're saying things one. I know it's not a major thing that I really like, whatever, but if you're going to bring it back to IRL, please add more than just 2-3 tracks. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. When they first announced that, I thought, oh man, it'd be like 12 maps, but you got the same 2 over. And then do a mirror track. Well, there you go. You added extra there. Do a day-night. You make it to where there's something. My goodness, it was pretty boring.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that it was 3 laps, way too long. It should have been 2 laps.
Yeah.
That 3 lap.
Well, sure.
I can tell you many races I would have won if it had been 2 laps.
Yeah, make it a shorter overall race, or make it to where it's only 2 laps, one or the other. Because that 3rd lap was like, okay, we got it. Like, I killed by the forklift again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
that's pretty much everything we have written down.
Yep.
She can come up with anything else.
Well, if you're gonna put like these other special events, give over, maybe you'll get like a Pacific gun that you only get during those special events. Like, you know, when they had the Valentine's Day one was like 2-on-2. Give us something more than just a skin, you know? Make it something more wild so you'll be willing to do it. Yeah, a ghost, like, that's a chocolate ghost. That's interesting, I guess. Silly, but
it was
I think that would be worthwhile. Yeah. Another thing too, I love how they always use the excuse too, Bethesda, well, we can't fix this bug, we can't fix this problem because, you know, it's in the system, all that, but when it's benefiting the players, oh, they fixed it right away, huh? They took that out real quick. I always thought that was interesting, like, okay, so maybe you guys lying again to us? One of the many things Bungie didn't like.
Some shenanigans when it came to transparency. There was some.
Yep. I would definitely say that. Yes, exactly that. Come on, guys. Just tell us like it is. Be honest. We just want honesty, and that would make it so much better. And another thing too, I like to say in Pet Peeve, when you did like, you know, when you had like the you know, like the Court of Orcs, whatever. As soon as the new DLC came out, that became useless. They didn't adjust the light levels to match whatever. Well, they update it to where you'll still want to do it, so match the light level or the ability levels of the new game, the new DLC pack. I just think for what you can get.
The only time they actually did that was with remember what was it? Prison of Elders. There was like 2 different versions.
Yeah.
They actually, you know,
exactly.
Prison of Elders fun. It wasn't 5 rounds, it was only 3, and they didn't have all that crazy stupid crap in it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just like, okay, well now that's meaningless, there's no reason to do that anymore. And then the same thing when the Taken would come in, well it got to the point where I'm not getting anything out of this, so why do I want to do this?
Oh my goodness.
Incentive.
Like if you're trying to kill Vex Minotaurs, yeah, and they would show up all the enemies
the bounty.
Exactly. Make it, you know, maybe because I know there's maybe constraints, so you can only have so many enemies on the screen, but make it to where that doesn't happen. Sometimes you have those big chaotic battles. You're like the Hive would move against the Fallen, and then everyone is this gigantic battle. Those were cool when things like that happen.
Not enough of that happens. Another thing, I know this is maybe like I said, where you say constraints and all that, but have it like there was like 3-4 different alien races on the screen at once, all fighting each other. How cool would that be? That would just be awesome. You feel like you're in a massive battle for once. Instead of just having 2 alien races, have 3 or 4. That would be cool. When those happen, those special events happen. And I even liked it when, of course, you guys, if you beat it, like when you would get the one and that special night would come when the special event happened on Earth. Remember that? I want more of those. Give me those events. Like, that was kind of cool. Like, the Crota Night, like, that would be cool to have that. And just have little wrinkles with that with all the different characters. It's like they do one little cool thing and they don't expand on it to other races or other things. It's like, I would like that in a new Destiny game, definitely. I think that would work. If they decide to do it.
So we're
I know we're
asking
up on
an hour.
Things, but come on. Yeah, wow. Well,
there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot I want to happen in this game. I want it to succeed. I know there's a lot of people out there that want Destiny to fail. Like, I don't want any game to fail. I want it to be the best game it can possibly be.
And this another thing is, I know this is probably never going to happen for us, but it would be so nice tomorrow if they just came on the booth saying, oh, since Sony's going to get this DLC pack with the strike and all that and the weapon, why doesn't Microsoft get something that they won't get for 6 months? I know it probably won't happen, but that would just be so awesome if they did that.
Yeah. It's just, and it's still thing I think is crazy that Major Nelson's going to be there. It's just so weird. It just seems like, oh yeah, remember we're screwing your customers out of, you know, less content for the same price. Oh, come to our event. It just makes you feel like, oh, okay.
I mean, just because you put it on PC, it makes it okay? No, it doesn't make it okay. It's like, well, you're not handing him a bone with the Xbox One. I mean, seriously, that's what he works for. I know he works for Windows 10 too, but that's the main thing he works for. Come on, give us something.
It's just. It's like going to your ex-wife's wedding and then they do a whole thing where they make fun of you there. It's like, why would you do that to yourself?
Or even worse, they expect you to buy them a gift.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, thanks. Okay, I'm really going to do that. Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, I wish you the best of luck, but I don't want to be part of it. That's how I see it.
Yeah, it's super weird.
So weird. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's just insanity. But hopefully, you know, it becomes a good stream, and hopefully they don't have any dumb jokes or stupid little things. It's just, you know, we want to see the game.
Yeah.
I wish it was almost pre-recorded, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't want them to spend time talking about numbers and shit. We've had this many Guardians and this many hours of gameplay. I don't care about that. Show the game.
Yeah, that's the old Sony press conference scene that they stopped doing a couple
years
ago.
You just keep touting out numbers. Because no one wants to hear about numbers. They want to see games.
They want to see games. We're gamers. I mean, you want to do that, your next stockbroker meeting, go for it. But we're not your stockbrokers.
Yeah, we're not shareholders. We don't care.
We don't care about that. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of expecting, hopefully, and I think it'll be big things. I'm assuming because they always seem to do good more than bad. So.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be tomorrow, I think around, what, 10 o'clock? I think it is. Depending on where you live, it's going to be different times.
Oh,
so
man.
It's going to be about 10,
I know. I just thought of this now. Oh, exactly. But wouldn't it be something if it turns out that there's some kind of like maybe Halo element to the game? That's why AJ Nelson's there. I doubt it, but wouldn't that be like out of the blue?
It's super weird that they invited him, and if they don't throw Microsoft a bone. Something. Anything. Oh,
somewhere.
A special armor set that's just for my Xbox players. You know, it's something special, but it just looks, it has a black and green look to it. It looks like Xbox stuff. Come on, something, even something stupid like that.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything, you know, extravagant. It doesn't have to be the whole, you know, mischief in the game, but just something that, oh, the Microsoft fans get it, not saying, oh, that's cool for us that we get that.
Yeah, because they need to show some love to all their fans. Not just Sony fans.
Yeah, because think about it this way, guys. That second raid, we never going to get until October, and that's insane for this game. This one, that's insane.
The strike. Yeah, I think what was
it
called?
The strike. Yeah, not the strike, not the raid, the strike.
I don't remember what it was called.
Oh,
it's been over a year, but
there's a long I haven't played this game in a while. It's been a while. Yeah, exactly.
Some Vex one, and then there was the Jade Rabbit and the other exotic, the sniper rifle one. We'll just never get it. By the time we can get it, Destiny 2 is going to be out. I mean, what kind of loser is going to still be playing Destiny 1?
We're going to move on to the next one.
Yeah, so that's pretty much on with me. That's all I got left. I mean, I can't really think of anything right now off the top of my head.
Yeah, you kind of cut there for a second, but yeah, I agree. I think we pretty much said everything we want to say. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah,
so.
We're pretty good.
This is our longest podcast by far, so
yeah, 65 minutes.
This game to be, you know, in the game.
Yeah, so definitely we're gonna do right after the stream from Bungie. We're gonna do our own, and then we're gonna react to what
we saw, what we thought about it. Yeah.
So this will be up tonight on YouTube after the live stream. And then tomorrow's will be up that night, or maybe a little bit earlier, depending on how long the video is. Because it might be a short stream. Maybe they don't show a lot. Maybe they show too much. Who knows? But definitely looking forward to it.
Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. I hope it's not one of those, we're going to break it up into parts, and this will be gameplay. The other one will tell you what we do. Like,
yeah, they've done that the last couple of times.
They did that the last time.
Where it was like 3 different streams over 3 weeks. Yeah, just
tell us the goods. Yeah, just tell us the meat of this. That's what we want. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, like you said, that's probably going to do it for us, so... I'm M15 PCA.
And I'm Crimson Sin signing off. Thanks for watching.
Alright, see you later. Bye.